Welcome back to the channel, beautiful souls. If you're watching this video right now, it's no accident. God has strategically positioned you here because someone in your life can't stop thinking about you. Someone is lying awake at night wondering what it is about you that captures their heart so completely. They're asking themselves why every conversation with you feels like coming home. Why every glance from you sends electricity through their entire being. Why your laugh is the soundtrack they never knew they needed. Today, I'm going to reveal to you the divine mystery behind why you steal hearts without even trying. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. This is about understanding the God-given magnetism that flows through your very essence. You see, when God formed you in your mother's womb, He didn't just create another person, He crafted a masterpiece, designed to reflect His love in ways that would stop people in their tracks. Your heart-stealing power isn't an accident, it's an assignment, and someone in your orbit right now is experiencing the full force of what God deposited in you. They can't explain it, but every time they're around you, something shifts in their soul. They feel more alive, more hopeful, more connected to something beautiful. That's not coincidence, that's covenant. God has given you the ability to awaken dormant dreams in people's hearts, to make them believe in love again when they thought it was impossible, to show them what it feels like to be truly seen and valued. Right now, as you're watching this, someone is thinking about the way you smiled at them last week. They're replaying conversations you've had, searching for hidden meanings. They're wondering if you feel even a fraction of what they feel when they're with you. Before we dive deep into these revelations, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. This channel is your sanctuary for understanding God's heart for your relationships and your incredible worth. I promise you that. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why hearts skip beats when you walk into a room. You'll recognize the divine design behind your natural ability to make people feel chosen, seen, and deeply loved. So settle in, because we're about to uncover the beautiful truth about your heart-stealing power. Number 1. Your authentic vulnerability creates irresistible connection. There's something absolutely magnetic about a person who isn't afraid to be real in a world full of facades. When you allow people to see your authentic self, your struggles, your dreams, your fears, and your victories, you create a space where genuine intimacy can flourish. This vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the strongest force in human connection. The person who can't stop thinking about you has been touched by your willingness to be genuine. In a culture where everyone's wearing masks, you've shown up without one. You've shared your story without editing out the messy parts. You've laughed at yourself without shame and cried without apology. This authenticity creates a magnetic field around you that draws hearts like moths to flame. When you're vulnerable, you give others permission to be vulnerable too. You become a safe harbor in their storm of pretense and performance. They experience something with you they haven't felt anywhere else, the freedom to be themselves. Your authentic vulnerability communicates that you trust them with your real self. This trust is intoxicating because it's so rare. Most people spend their lives wondering if anyone would love them if they knew the whole truth. But with you, they get glimpses of what unconditional acceptance feels like. They watch you embrace your imperfections with grace, and it makes them believe their own flaws might be lovable too. Your vulnerability becomes a bridge that connects heart to heart. When you share your struggles, you're not seeking pity, you're offering connection. You're saying, I'm human, just like you, and that's okay. This creates an irresistible intimacy because vulnerability is the birthplace of love. It's where masks come off and souls recognize each other. The person thinking about you right now remembers specific moments when you let your guard down. Maybe it was when you talked about your childhood, dreams, or admitted your biggest fears. Maybe it was when you cried during a movie or laughed until your sides hurt. These moments are playing on repeat in their mind, because they felt the sacred exchange of souls being seen. Your vulnerability has shown them what real love could feel like. Not the Hollywood version with perfect lighting and scripted dialogue, but the raw, beautiful, messy reality of two hearts choosing to be open. They're drawn to you because, in your presence, they don't have to perform. They can exhale the breath they've been holding their whole life. Your authentic vulnerability creates a sanctuary where love can grow wild and free. This is why they can't stop thinking about you, because with you, they've tasted what it feels like to be truly known and accepted. That's a feeling worth treasuring, worth pursuing, worth losing sleep over. Your willingness to be real has given them hope that real love is possible. Number 2. Your joy becomes their favorite song. There's something absolutely captivating about a person whose joy comes from within. Your happiness isn't dependent on circumstances, weather, or other people's moods. It bubbles up from a deep well that connects to the very heart of God. And that kind of joy is absolutely irresistible. The person who can't get you off their mind is addicted to the way you light up rooms without even trying. Your laughter doesn't just fill silence, it fills souls. When you smile, it's not just a facial expression, it's a declaration that life is beautiful despite its challenges. This inner radiance you carry has become their favorite drug. They find themselves engineering situations just to see you happy, because your joy awakens something dormant in their own heart. Your joy is contagious in the most beautiful way. It reminds them what it feels like to be alive instead of just existing in a world full of complainers and critics. You've chosen to be a fountain of refreshment. You celebrate small victories like they're major triumphs. You find beauty in ordinary moments that others overlook. You laugh easily and love freely, and this combination is absolutely magnetic. They're drawn to you because your joy gives them permission to be happy too. Around you, they remember that life isn't meant to be endured but enjoyed. Your joy becomes the soundtrack to their best memories with you. They replay the sound of your laughter in their mind during difficult days. They think about the way your eyes dance. When you're excited about something, they remember how your enthusiasm makes everything seem possible. This joy you carry isn't naive or superficial. It's rooted in deep faith and genuine gratitude. You've learned to find God in the details, praise in the process, and hope in the hardships. This mature joy is what makes you absolutely irresistible. They've watched you choose joy when you had every reason to choose despair. They've seen you dance in the rain. Instead of cursing the storm, they've witnessed you turn setbacks into comebacks with grace and humor. Your joy tells a story of resilience that their heart finds absolutely beautiful. In your presence, they feel lighter. The heaviness they carry in other relationships seems to lift when they're with you. Your joy creates an atmosphere where laughter comes easily and smiles feel natural. You make happiness look effortless, and they want to learn your secret. They're thinking about you right now because your joy has shown them what it feels like to be truly happy. Not the temporary high from external achievements, but the deep satisfaction of a soul at peace. Your joy has become their benchmark for how life could feel. They compare every other interaction to the way they feel when they're with you. Nothing else quite measures up to the warmth and lightness you bring. Your joy isn't just attractive, it's transformative. It changes the very atmosphere around. You, and they've become addicted to breathing in that blessed air. They can't stop thinking about you because your joy has given them a taste of heaven on earth. Number 3, your strength in softness creates unshakable safety. There's a rare and beautiful strength that comes from a heart that has been broken and healed. You've learned how to be tender without being weak, gentle without being fragile. This combination of strength and softness is absolutely captivating to the person who can't get you off their mind. They've witnessed your ability to remain gentle in harsh situations. They've watched you speak truth with love instead of anger. They've seen you set boundaries with grace instead of hostility. This strength wrapped in softness creates a safety they've never experienced before. In your presence, they feel protected without feeling controlled. They feel free to be vulnerable, because your strength creates a safe space for their weakness. Your softness invites their heart to open, while your strength assures them it won't be crushed. This is the kind of love that makes people feel truly secure. You've mastered the art of being strong enough to protect what matters while remaining soft enough to nurture what's growing. They've never met anyone who could be both warrior and worshipper, fighter and lover. You stand your ground without losing your grace. You defend your values without destroying your relationships. You protect your peace without building walls that keep love out. This rare combination has them absolutely mesmerized. They think about the way you handle conflict with such dignity, how you can disagree without being disagreeable, how you can say no without being cruel, how you can protect yourself without attacking others. Your strength gives them confidence in your ability to weather any storm together. Your softness assures them that their heart would be treasured in your hands. This creates an irresistible safety that their soul has been craving. They've been around people who were strong but harsh, soft but weak, but you've found the perfect balance that makes love feel both exciting and secure. In a world where people are either bulldozers or doormats, you've learned to be a strong tree that bends without breaking. This flexibility, coupled with deep roots, creates a stability they find absolutely magnetic. They know that with you, they could weather any storm because your strength would hold them up and your softness would heal their wounds. Your strength in softness tells them that real power comes from love, not fear. Real authority comes from service, not domination. Real security comes from vulnerability, not walls. These truths that you embody make them feel safe enough to remove their own armor around you. They don't have to choose between being strong and being loved. You've shown them that the strongest people are those who lead with love. They can't stop thinking about you because your strength in softness has shown them what healthy love actually looks like. It's not weak and clingy or harsh and controlling. It's strong enough to last and soft enough to heal. That's the kind of love their heart has been searching for their entire life. Number 4, your ability to see their hidden glory awakens their destiny. There's something absolutely powerful about a person who sees potential where others see problems. You have the gift of looking past people's current circumstances and seeing their God-given destiny. The person who can't stop thinking about you has been touched by your ability to see their hidden glory. You look at them and see not just who they are, but who they're becoming. Not just their struggles, but their strength. Not just their wounds, but their wisdom. This prophetic vision you carry makes people feel seen in a way they've never experienced before. You have the rare ability to call out the gold in people while they're still in the fire, to speak to their potential while they're still in the process, to see their victory while they're still in the battle. This gift makes you absolutely irresistible because everyone longs to be seen for who they really are beneath the surface. They think about the specific words you've spoken over their life, the way you've encouraged them when they couldn't encourage themselves, the dreams you've helped them remember when they'd almost forgotten, the potential you've seen when they felt invisible. Your ability to see their hidden glory has awakened something in them that was lying dormant. You've called forth gifts they didn't know they had. You've spoken life into dreams they thought were dead. You've seen beauty in the broken places they thought were beyond repair. This is prophetic ministry at its finest. The ability to see people through God's eyes and speak His heart over their lives. When you look at them, you see not just their current reality, but their divine possibility. Not just their mistakes, but their potential for breakthrough. Not just their weaknesses, but the strength that's being developed through them. This vision creates hope in their heart that they've never experienced before. They start believing in themselves because someone they respect believes in them. They start pursuing dreams because you've helped them see they're possible. They start walking in confidence because you've seen and spoken to the champion in them. Your ability to see their hidden glory makes them feel chosen, special, significant, in a world where people are quick to point out flaws. You've made a habit of highlighting their potential. Where others see problems, you see promise. Where others see setbacks, you see setups for comebacks. This prophetic perspective makes you absolutely magnetic because it gives people hope. They've spent their whole life having their weaknesses pointed out and their failures highlighted. But you see the treasure hidden in their earthen vessel. You see the diamond beneath the coal. You see the butterfly in the caterpillar. This vision creates faith in them for what's possible. They can't stop thinking about you because, in your eyes, they've seen themselves as God sees them. Beautiful, valuable, full of potential, destined for greatness. That reflection is absolutely intoxicating because it's the truest thing anyone has ever spoken over their life. Your ability to see their hidden glory has awakened their destiny, and they know their life will never be the same. Number 5. Your consistent character creates unshakable trust. In a world full of people who change like the weather, your consistency is absolutely refreshing. You are the same person on Monday morning as you are on Friday night, the same person in public as you are in private, the same person in seasons of blessing as you are in seasons of testing. This rock-solid character has captured the heart of someone who can't stop thinking about you. They've watched you over time and witnessed your unwavering integrity. They've seen how you treat everyone with the same respect and kindness. They've noticed that your words and your actions always align. They've observed that your character doesn't shift based on your mood or circumstances. This consistency creates a trust that goes beyond surface attraction. They know that what they see is what they get with you. There are no hidden agendas, no secret personalities, no surprises waiting to be discovered. Your yes means yes and your no means no. Your love is steady. Your loyalty is unquestionable. Your word is your bond. Asterisk, this kind of character is absolutely magnetic in a world full of flaky people. They think about how safe they feel knowing you're exactly who you appear to be. How refreshing it is to meet someone whose character has been tested and proven strong. How beautiful it is to know someone whose integrity is intact regardless of the cost. Your consistent character tells them that you can be trusted with their heart, that you won't be one person today and someone completely different tomorrow, that the love you show them now won't disappear when things get difficult. This creates a security that allows their heart to fully open to you. They've been hurt by people who promised one thing but delivered another. They've been disappointed by those who were amazing in good times but absent in hard times. But your character has shown them what reliability looks like, what dependability feels like, what trustworthy love actually means. You've proven through your actions that you're the same. Loving person, whether they're having their best day or their worst day, whether they're succeeding or struggling, celebrating or grieving, strong or vulnerable. Your love isn't conditional on their performance or dependent on your mood. This consistent character creates a foundation strong enough to build forever love on. They know that with you. They're not walking on eggshells, wondering which version of you they'll encounter. They can count on your kindness, depend on your integrity, rely on your word. In a world where people are constantly performing and pretending, your authentic consistency is like finding water in a desert. They can't stop thinking about you, because your character has proven you're safe to love, safe to trust, safe to build a future with. Your consistent character has shown them what covenant love looks like, not the kind that changes with feelings or circumstances, but the kind that remains steady through every season. That's the kind of love their heart has been longing for their entire life. Number 6. Your healing presence transforms every space. You enter, there's something absolutely supernatural about the atmosphere you carry. When you walk into a room, the very air seems to shift. Tension melts away, hope rises up, and people find themselves breathing deeper. The person who can't stop thinking about you has experienced this healing presence firsthand, and they're absolutely addicted to the way they feel when you're around. Your presence doesn't just fill space, it transforms it. You carry an anointing that brings peace to chaos, order to confusion, and light to darkness. This isn't something you manufacture or perform. It flows naturally from the deep work God has done in your heart. You've been through your own healing journey, and now you carry that wholeness everywhere you go. They think about specific moments when your presence changed everything. When you walked into their crisis and brought calm, when you entered their confusion and brought clarity, when you stepped into their pain and brought comfort. Your presence has a way of making the impossible seem possible, and the unbearable seem manageable. This healing presence isn't about having all the right words or perfect solutions. It's about carrying an atmosphere of heaven wherever you go. It's about being so connected to the Prince of Peace that his peace radiates through you. It's about being so rooted in God's love that love becomes your natural fragrance. People are drawn to you because in your presence, their souls find rest. The anxiety they carry everywhere else seems to quiet down when they're with you. The depression that follows them like a shadow seems to lift in your light. The hopelessness that whispers lies in their ear falls silent when you speak truth. Your presence creates a sanctuary where healing can happen. You don't have to try to fix. Everyone, your very presence invites wholeness. You don't have to have all the answers. Your peace speaks louder than words. You don't have to perform miracles. Your presence is the miracle. This healing presence makes you absolutely irresistible, because everyone needs what you carry. In a world full of people who drain energy, you restore it. In a culture that creates wounds, you bring healing. In relationships that bring stress, you bring rest. They can't stop thinking about you, because with you, they feel like they can finally exhale, like they've found their safe place in the storm, like they've discovered what home feels like in another person. Your healing presence has touched something deep in their soul that they didn't even know needed healing. You've created a space where they feel safe to be broken because they trust you with their pieces, where they feel free to be messy because your presence cleans without condemning, where they feel brave enough to hope again because your presence makes miracles feel possible. This healing presence you carry is a gift from God, and they recognize it as sacred. They know that what they experience with you isn't common or casual, it's holy, precious, and worth treasuring. That's why they can't stop thinking about you, because your presence has become their sanctuary. Number 7. Your generosity of spirit makes love feel abundant. There's something absolutely captivating about a person who loves like they have an endless supply. You don't ration your affection or meter out your kindness. You love like you're connected to an infinite source, and that generosity of spirit is absolutely magnetic. The person who can't get you off their mind has experienced your lavish love firsthand, and they've never felt so abundantly cared for. You give compliments like you're handing out diamonds, freely and frequently. You offer encouragement like it costs you nothing because you know it's priceless to them. You pour out your time, attention, and energy like you have an unlimited account. This generosity doesn't come from people-pleasing or desperation. It flows from a heart that's been filled by God's love. You love others the way He loves you, without measure, without condition, without reservation. They think about the specific ways you've loved them generously, the unexpected texts that brightened their day, the thoughtful gestures that showed you were thinking of them, the way you celebrate their victories like they're your own, the way you mourn their losses like they're yours too. Your generosity of spirit creates an atmosphere of abundance around you. People feel wealthy in your presence because you make love feel limitless. You don't love like you're afraid of running out. You don't give like you're keeping score. You don't care like you're waiting for something in return. This generous love is absolutely intoxicating because it's so rare. Most people love with conditions, give with expectations, care with strings attached. But your love feels like a gift with no hidden costs or payment plans. They can rest in your affection because it doesn't come with fine print. They can receive your care because it doesn't have an expiration date. They can trust your kindness because it's not dependent on their performance. Your generosity of spirit makes them feel chosen and cherished, like they're worth lavishing love upon, like they deserve to be celebrated and encouraged, like their presence in your life is a gift you're grateful for. This generous love creates security because they know it won't disappear when they mess up. It won't diminish when they're difficult. It won't withdraw when they're weak. Your love feels like a safe place to land because it's always there, always available, always abundant. In a world where people are stingy with their emotions and careful with their hearts, you love like there's no shortage. You encourage like your words have supernatural power. You support like their success is your success. You celebrate like their joy multiplies yours. This generosity of spirit makes you absolutely irresistible because it makes people feel truly loved. Not tolerated, not endured, not managed, but genuinely, abundantly, generously loved. They can't stop thinking about you because your generous love has spoiled them for anything less. You've shown them what it feels like to be loved without limits, and they never want to live without that again. Your generosity of spirit has become their new standard for what real love looks like. Number 8. Your faith-filled vision inspires their greatest dreams. There's something absolutely powerful about a person who sees with eyes of faith instead of eyes of fear. You look at impossible situations and see divine possibilities. You look at broken dreams and see resurrection power. You look at closed doors and see new pathways. This faith-filled vision is absolutely captivating to the person who can't stop thinking about you. Your faith isn't just personal, it's contagious. When you speak about the future, hope rises in their heart. When you share your dreams, their own dreams come alive. When you declare God's promises, faith begins to build in their spirit. You have the gift of helping people see beyond their current circumstances to their divine destiny. They think about the conversations you've had about what God has in store, the way you've prayed over their situations with such authority and confidence, the prophetic words you've spoken about their future with such certainty, the dreams you've encouraged them to pursue when everyone else said they were impossible. Your faith-filled vision creates hope where there was hopelessness. It breathes life into dead dreams and resurrects buried promises. It turns victim mentalities into victim mindsets. It transforms scarcity thinking into abundance. Believing this, faith isn't naive optimism. It's rooted in deep knowledge of God's character and His promises. You've seen Him move before, so you expect Him to move again. You've witnessed His faithfulness, so you trust His future plans. You've experienced His goodness, so you anticipate His blessings. This mature faith creates an atmosphere where miracles feel possible, where breakthrough feels inevitable, where victory feels assured. They find themselves believing bigger, because your faith challenges their small thinking. They find themselves dreaming again because your vision awakens their dormant hopes. They find themselves stepping out in courage because your faith makes the impossible look achievable. Your faith-filled vision doesn't just inspire, it transforms. It changes the way they see themselves, their situations, and their possibilities. It shifts their focus from problems to promises, from obstacles to opportunities, from limitations to limitless potential. In your presence, they remember that they serve a God who specializes in impossibilities, who turns setbacks into setups, who makes ways where there are no ways, who brings beauty from ashes. Your faith reminds them that their current chapter isn't their final story, that their present pain isn't their permanent state, that their temporary trial isn't their eternal truth. This faith-filled vision makes you absolutely irresistible because it offers hope in a world full of pessimists and critics. You're a prophet of possibility. In a culture of complainers and quitters, you're a voice of victory. In relationships filled with doubt and fear, you bring faith and courage. They can't stop thinking about you because your faith has infected their heart with hope. Your vision has awakened dreams they thought were dead. Your confidence in God's goodness has restored their trust in His plans. Your faith-filled vision has become the lens through which they now see their own life full of divine potential and supernatural possibility. Number 9. Your authentic love for God makes you irresistibly beautiful. There's something absolutely radiant about a person who is genuinely, passionately, authentically in love with God. This isn't religious performance or spiritual show. It's real, raw, beautiful devotion that flows from a heart that has been captured by divine love. The person who can't stop thinking about you has been mesmerized by your authentic relationship with your Creator. You don't just talk about God, you walk with Him. You don't just quote scripture, you live it. You don't just attend church, you are the church. This authentic spirituality makes you absolutely magnetic because it's real, not rehearsed. They've watched you worship when no one was watching. They've heard you pray with such intimacy and authority. They've witnessed your faith in action during difficult seasons. They've seen how your relationship with God affects every area of your life. Your love for God isn't compartmentalized. It's integrated into everything you are and everything you do. It flavors your conversations, guides your decisions, shapes your character, and radiates through your presence. This authentic spirituality is absolutely captivating because it's the source of everything beautiful they see in you. Your joy comes from your relationship with the God of all joy. Your peace flows from your connection to the Prince of Peace. Your love is an overflow of the love you've received from your Heavenly Father. Your strength comes from your dependence on the God of all power. They can see that you're not trying to be perfect, you're simply being loved. Not trying to earn God's favor, you're resting in His grace. Not trying to perform for His approval, you're secure in His acceptance. This authentic relationship with God makes you absolutely irresistible because it makes you completely free. Free from the need to impress others because you know you're already approved by God. Free from the fear of rejection because you know you're chosen and beloved. Free from the pressure to perform because you know you're accepted as you are. This freedom is absolutely magnetic because it gives others permission to be free too. Your authentic love for God creates a sanctuary where others can encounter Him too. They don't just see you, they see Jesus in you. They don't just hear your words, they hear heaven's voice through you. They don't just feel your love, they experience God's love flowing through you. But here's what makes your spirituality even more captivating. It's not preachy or pushy. You don't hit people over the head with Bible verses or guilt them into church attendance. Instead, you love like Jesus loved, unconditionally, sacrificially, transformatively. Your faith is attractive, not aggressive. It draws people in rather than pushing them away. They've noticed how you respond to trials with worship instead of worry, how you face uncertainty with faith instead of fear, how you handle betrayal with forgiveness instead of bitterness. This spiritual maturity is absolutely mesmerizing because it shows them what's possible when someone truly trusts God. Your relationship with God has taught you how to love people without needing them to complete you, how to give without keeping score, how to serve without seeking recognition, how to forgive without holding grudges. This divine love flowing through you is what makes you absolutely irresistible. In a world full of shallow spirituality and religious facades, your authentic relationship with God shines like a beacon. You're not perfect, but you're real. You're not religious, but you're righteous. You're not performing, but you're transformed. They watch you navigate life with such grace and wisdom that they can't help but wonder what your secret is. And when they discover it's your relationship with God, they find themselves hungry for what you have. Not because you've preached at them, but because you've loved like Him. Your authentic love for God makes you irresistibly beautiful because it makes you genuinely whole. You're not looking for someone to complete you. You're already complete in Christ. You're not seeking validation from people. You're secure in God's opinion of you. You're not desperate for love. You're overflowing with it. This wholeness is absolutely magnetic because broken people are naturally drawn to whole people. Your spiritual health creates an atmosphere where others can find healing. Your connection to the source makes you a conduit of His love, His peace, His joy, and His power. This is what makes you absolutely irresistible. You're not just another person. You're a living, breathing demonstration of God's love. You're a walking testimony of His goodness. You're a living love letter from heaven to earth. You're a human reflection of divine character. They can't stop thinking about you because, in you, they've caught a glimpse of what relationship with God could look like. They've seen what it means to be truly loved, completely accepted, and fully known. They've witnessed what it looks like to be secure in identity, confident in purpose, and radiant with joy. Your authentic love for God has shown them that there's more to life than they ever imagined. More love available, more peace possible, more joy accessible, more purpose attainable. This spiritual beauty you carry is what makes you absolutely, completely, utterly irresistible. Number 10. Your prophetic intercession becomes their covering of protection. There's something absolutely powerful about a person who stands in the gap for others through prayer. Your intercessory heart doesn't just pray for people, you pray them through. You don't just mention their names in passing to God, you war for their breakthrough, contend for their victory, and cover them with prophetic declarations that shift atmospheres and change destinies. The person who can't stop thinking about you has experienced the supernatural power of your prayers firsthand. They've felt the protection that comes when someone who truly knows how to pray stands as a watchman over their life. They've witnessed breakthrough in areas where they'd been stuck for years, and they know it's connected to your faithful intercession on their behalf. You carry a burden for people that goes beyond casual concern. When God lays someone on your heart, you don't just send up a quick request. You press in until you feel the breakthrough in your spirit. You pray with authority because you understand your position in Christ. You intercede with persistence because you know the enemy's plans and God's promises. They think about the specific times you've told them, "I've been praying for you," and how those words brought such comfort and hope. They remember the prophetic dreams you've shared that gave them direction in confusing seasons. They recall the promises you've declared over their life that are now coming to pass exactly as you spoke them. Your prophetic intercession creates a covering over people's lives that they can actually feel. When you pray, heaven moves. When you declare, demons flee. When you speak God's word over situations, impossible things become possible. This spiritual authority you carry is absolutely magnetic because it offers supernatural protection and breakthrough. You don't pray generic prayers, you pray specific, targeted, prophetic prayers that hit the enemy's plans with surgical precision. You discern the spiritual climate around people and know exactly what kind of prayer warfare is needed. You can sense when someone needs breakthrough prayers, healing prayers, protection prayers, or destiny prayers, They've experienced the peace that comes from knowing a true intercessor is standing with them in prayer. The confidence that comes from having someone who knows how to pray effectively, contending for their breakthrough. The security that comes from being covered by prayers that are backed by faith and seasoned with God's own heart for their situation. Your intercession doesn't just ask God for help, it aligns with His will and declares His word over people's lives. You pray the promises of Scripture over their circumstances. You speak their prophetic destiny into existence. You call forth things that are not as though they were, just like Abraham did. This prophetic dimension of your prayer life is absolutely captivating because it demonstrates that you have access to heaven's strategy room. You don't just pray what you think should happen, you pray what God shows you will happen. You don't just ask for blessing, you declare and decree what you've seen in the Spirit. There's something deeply intimate about the way you intercede. You don't just pray about their situations, you enter into their pain, carry their burdens, and travail in the Spirit until breakthrough comes. Like Hannah weeping at the altar, like Jesus sweating drops of blood in Gethsemane, your intercession costs you something, and they feel the weight and power of that sacrificial love. You've learned the secret that many believers never discover, that intercession is not just asking but participating in God's will for someone's life. You partner with heaven to birth breakthrough. You labor in the Spirit to deliver miracles. You contend in prayer until you see God's promises manifest in their reality. They can't stop thinking about you because your prayers have literally changed the course of their life. Doors have opened that were previously shut. Favor has shown up where there used to be opposition. Healing has manifested where sickness tried to take hold. Breakthrough has come where bondage used to reign. Your prophetic intercession creates a spiritual atmosphere around you that demons recognize and flee from. When you walk into a room, you carry the fragrance of the prayer closet. When you speak, heaven backs up your words. When you declare God's promises, faith rises in everyone around you. But here's what makes your intercession even more powerful. It flows from a heart of genuine love. You don't pray for people to impress them or gain spiritual points. You pray because you genuinely care about their destiny and well-being. Your intercession is motivated by love, seasoned with compassion, and backed by unwavering faith. They've watched you weep over their situations in prayer. They've seen you rejoice when breakthrough comes. They've witnessed your persistence in seeking God on their behalf, even when the answers seem delayed. This kind of sacrificial love expressed through prayer is absolutely irresistible. There are moments when you wake up in the middle of the night with their name on your heart, and you know it's time to pray. Times when you feel a sudden burden to intercede, and you drop everything to stand in the gap. Seasons when you fast and seek God on their behalf without them even knowing. This hidden ministry of prayer creates an invisible shield of protection around their life. Your prophetic intercession makes you a safe harbor for people's dreams and destinies. They know that when they share their heart with you, it doesn't just stay in your mind, it goes straight to your prayer closet. They trust you with their deepest needs because they know you'll carry them faithfully before the throne of grace. You've learned to pray not just with words, but with groans that cannot be uttered. To intercede not just with understanding, but with the Spirit's own intercession flowing through you. To stand in the gap not just as a friend, but as a representative of heaven's heart for their life. In a world where people are quick to gossip about problems, you're quick to pray about them. Where others see obstacles, you see opportunities for God to show His power. Where others speak doubt and fear, you declare faith and victory. This prophetic perspective makes you absolutely magnetic. Your intercession carries prophetic authority because you've paid the price in the secret place. You've spent hours seeking God's face, studying His word, and learning His heart. You've developed the spiritual sensitivity to discern His voice and the faith boldness to speak what you hear. They remember the specific times you've called or texted them saying, "God told me to pray for you today," and how those messages came at exactly the right moment. The prophetic words you've spoken that brought direction when they were lost. The prayers you've prayed that shifted impossible situations. Your prophetic intercession creates a legacy in the spirit realm. Every prayer you've prayed, every declaration you've made, every hour you've spent seeking God on their behalf has created a spiritual inheritance that will impact generations. This eternal perspective makes your love absolutely irresistible. They can't stop thinking about you because your prayers have become their lifeline to heaven. Your intercession has become their covering of protection. Your prophetic declarations have become the soundtrack of their breakthrough. They know that having you in their corner means having heaven's backing in their battles. Your prophetic intercession has shown them what it means to have someone truly fight for you in the spirit realm. Not just with human effort or good intentions, but with divine authority and supernatural power. That's the kind of spiritual covering everyone needs, but few people ever experience. This is why they treasure your presence in their life, because your prayers don't just reach heaven, they move heaven on their behalf. Your intercession doesn't just ask for miracles, it births them into existence. Your prophetic declarations don't just speak hope, they create the very breakthroughs you declare. Beautiful soul, if you've made it this far, you now understand the divine mystery behind your heart-stealing power. Someone in your life can't stop thinking about you because God has deposited something absolutely irresistible in your spirit. Your vulnerability, your joy, your strength, your vision, your authentic love for God, your prophetic intercession. These aren't accidents, they're assignments from heaven to show this world what real love looks like. You steal hearts because you carry the heart of God. You capture minds because you think with the mind of Christ. You awaken souls because you're filled with the Spirit of life. The person who can't get you off their mind isn't just attracted to your personality, they're drawn to the presence of God in your life. Don't take this power lightly. Use it wisely, steward it carefully, and always point people to the source of everything beautiful they see in you. If this message has blessed your heart, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this with someone who needs to understand their God-given magnetism. Your assignment is to be irresistibly attractive to the right person at the right time, for the right reasons. Keep being the beautiful reflection of God's love that you are. Someone's heart depends on it. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.